Hi everyone, I'm Katie Evans with the Living 48 Real Estate team, and I am super excited to have you back for another one of our Share the Love segments. I have a really special friend of mine with me here today. This is Dan, and Dan is one of the owners, and Dan, I'm gonna let you say your last name because I am notorious for butchering last names, so I don't wanna butcher yours. But Dan is with Arizona Safety, no, you're gonna have to do that one too, Dan.
That's okay.
The order's all wrong for me.
But yeah, Pro AZ
Anyway,
Safety.
Dan, introduce yourself real quick.
Okay, so my name is Dan Q. I actually tell people you can pronounce my last name like the letter Q. Makes life easier.
There you go.
And I'm part owner of Pro AZ Safety Specialists, which we're a locally owned and operated family-run cleaning company, and we take care of things from office buildings all the way down to houses, sheds. We also offer disinfecting service, especially for COVID-19. Given everything that's going around, we kind of saw a need that wasn't being met, and we wanted to make sure we were able to take care of people. So we do a professional electrostatic COVID-19 disinfecting.
Okay, so perfect. You exactly told everybody exactly why I picked to have you on this Share the Love segment. So that's awesome. So the reason that when I met Dan, when I was introduced to Dan, it was under the, you got to know this guy because he is helping people with COVID-19 cleanings and with helping specifically people who are doing open houses to feel safe coming into one of your listings, or a new family coming into their new home to feel safe in one of their new homes. So that is how Dan and I were introduced to each other. And I thought, oh my gosh, not only do I need to know about this service that Dan is offering, all of my friends out there, my family members need to know about what Dan does. So so I want to focus in a little bit, Dan, on that COVID-19 disinfectant cleaning that you guys do, because you do a super, I've never heard of this before. So of course, I'm very familiar when like an employee comes down with COVID-19, that then that office needs to shut down for at least a week or so to have it like professionally cleaned and disinfected and this, that, and the other. And you started talking about how you could get it done faster and you could get companies up and running faster. And so share a little bit with everyone what the technology is that you guys use to disinfect for COVID, how that works and how it works so much faster.
Well, the old adage is you should be closed for 2 weeks, and it's kind of based off the whole quarantining process that we all have gotten all too familiar with, to where they want you to close down. And the theory is that the virus would die out when it doesn't have any active kind of food sources. I hate to say it that way, but it doesn't have any other ways to infect people. It should die out on its own within about 5 to 7 days. Well, we found in recent research that that's not necessarily the case. Depending on the environment, it can last up to a month. And we want to make sure that people are safe. And we did a lot of research. My partners and I spent a lot of time reading a lot of things that most people are definitely not going to be interested in. And we discovered the electrostatic disinfecting process. What electrostatic disinfecting is kind of like if you take a spray bottle and you're shooting out your Windex or rubbing alcohol or whatnot. Instead of just sending it out into this fine mist, it's actually positively charging every single particle that exits our equipment. And what it will do is everything on Earth is negatively charged. So the two will bond together. And what is unique about electrostatic disinfecting and why it's so awesome for us is if a surface has a disinfectant right there and the next particle comes down to the same spot, it actually repels off of that first particle and it spreads out. And it does so on such a microscopic level that the amount of disinfectant we use is it's going to be more than enough to take care of our clients. But at the same time, it's so minor that a microscopic layer of disinfecting has been created. So it's not just something that you see. It's not like pouring paint or pouring Pine Sol somewhere. This is actually on a microscopic level that kills anything that's in the area for about 10 minutes, including the COVID virus. It also takes care of a host of other pathogens. And it will continue to do so for up to 90 days. So even if you have a listing where, you know, you're 30 days out on escrow, that's not a big deal because the disinfecting will continue on its own for up to 3 months after we've visited.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really exciting thing. It's like knowing that you get it out there, and then because everything's negatively charged, it just sort of spreads out. And so it covers, like, it just covers the whole entire surface and keeps covering and keeps covering and keeps covering. And then it lasts for 90 days. So even though it was covered on this day, and then 2 months later, you have somebody come through that maybe has the infection, it's going to continue to kill it for still another 90 or, you know, a few days after that. And so that to me is super, super, I think, especially right now during the holidays when we want to have our family members over, we want to gather together, we want to, you know, keep our traditions, but yet that fear of, if I bring somebody into my home and either they have it or we have it, you know, how do we try and keep each other safe? And so knowing that if you had your home treated, let's say right before Thanksgiving, you'd actually be covered for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and keep everybody in your home safe. So,
And what's nifty about it is because it's electrostatic and it's microscopic, it reaches areas that we don't normally think about. You can think about the seams in your couch cushions, and how when you spray something on top of your couch cushions, it may reach it, but then there's a shelf effect that the seam has created underneath. With electrostatic, it actually crawls around it and goes around the exterior and can penetrate in. So this isn't just something for, you know, that tabletop that you know everybody's going to be sitting at. This is for your bookshelves. This could be for your computers. You don't even have to hit the keyboard on your laptop. You can hit an area where you know where it's safe and there's no electric current going through, and it will still disinfect the entire thing because it crawls on a microscopic level. It spreads as far as it can possibly spread, and it's further reaching than even we can physically see.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's got to bring so much comfort to someone that is concerned about this. So I'm thrilled to know about this technology, and thrilled to know that you guys are able to do with it. So Dan, tell us, like, some of the different, like, locations that you guys have already treated, and like different applications for this particular kind of disinfection that out, you know, even beyond the home. So give us some ideas of where this can be utilized to help others.
What we've actually, we kind of took an initiative because we saw so many places were having struggles staying open during the early weeks of the pandemic. Some of the first places that we did were actually a daycare center, a Christian school, as well as a charter school, all in the Phoenix metro area. And it was with the specific aim of reassuring parents. It's entirely too difficult to send your kids off, and then you can't be there to protect them from things you can't even see.
Yeah.
So we have actually, to date, we've done over 30,000 square feet of disinfecting at no charge for a variety of schools, churches, businesses. I have a friend that actually has a snow cone place over in Ahwatukee. And what I did was we went through and we made sure that her entire store was safe. So because she has a lot of kids and a lot of families that come through, it really hits home with us simply because, you know, we're all family people. You know, I've got 3 kids myself, and my partners all have kids, and we just have to make sure we want to walk into a place where we know it's safe for them.
Yeah.
We've also even helped with food trucks. This is one of the few places where you can still, you know, walk up to a window and get something that's completely different from what you're used to. It's not your standard Grubhub or DoorDash. And we've helped several food trucks make sure that they were able to stay open and able to serve their community regardless of where they went. So it's been, for us, it is about doing the right thing and just making sure that those businesses can keep going, and so that they're around even after the virus is gone.
Awesome. So Dan, how long, once a property or an area has been disinfected with your technology, how long before they can reopen again? Because like we said, we know that most companies have to shut down for 2 weeks. So like, how short can your process be compared to how long it is with everybody else?
Well, we still follow the CDC guideline that says you should at least let the area air out for 24 hours. But once that's done, and within that 24-hour period, we can still come in. My team does emergency 6-hour turnaround service. So we can come out to a business, we disinfect the entire area, and it's actually safe to re-enter 30 minutes after we're done.
Oh,
So
wow.
you can have a business closed down only for about a day,
Yeah.
maybe 2 days if you wanted to take extra caution, but then you're able to reopen after 2 days instead of 2 weeks. And that's, for a lot of companies and a lot of places that I personally love. The difference between 2 days and 2 weeks is the difference between surviving in this economy and just having another dream that you have to close a chapter on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so, so true. Yeah, yeah, 2 weeks without income for a lot of these small mom and pop shops that's just, that's it. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, you've got overhead, you still have to pay the lease on the building, you still have to pay the electrical bill, you still have to pay all the bills, but 2 weeks of no income, that's devastating. That's just devastating. So, oh my gosh, I'm so happy about that. All right, so Dan, you and I have kind of come together and we put together a special pricing package for my clients and for anybody who watches this video. So if they come to you and say, hey, I saw your video with Katie Evans and Living 48 Real Estate Team, what is the special that you're going to offer them as far as like a price per square foot to have their property or their business or whatever, their location disinfected?
Well, normally the technology and the cost of the chemicals themselves, there are places that are charging, gosh, I mean, it can be a small fortune, but because of our partnership, I definitely have no problem offering any of your clients, it's 25 cents a square foot. So your typical 2,000 square foot house, we're looking at about $500, but this is $500 and it'll last you for a minimum for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we are also willing to offer if somebody is a first responder, military, police, or, especially in the healthcare industry, we're going to give them another 10% off of that so we can make sure that everyone stays healthy.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys, you heard it. If you just mention me, mention Living 48 Real Estate, mention that you saw this video, Dan is going to disinfect your space for 25 cents a square foot. And on top of that, if you happen to be a first responder in the healthcare industry, a veteran, any of those kinds of special things, a teacher,
Especially a teacher, yes.
Especially the teachers, an additional 10% off of that 25 cent a square foot price. So Dan, I'm so grateful that you guys are offering this technology. I know that this is something that is weighing heavy on the hearts of a lot of people right now. How do I keep my family, my friends, my coworkers? How do I keep us safe? How do I make sure that we have a business to come back to in 2021? How do I do my part? How do I do all of that kind of stuff? And I think your team that has really quickly done a lot of research to help. In the meantime, while we're waiting for whatever we're waiting for, for it to either go away or for them to come out with a solution to our problem, this is such a great peace of mind that you have brought into the marketplace. And I'm so grateful to know about you guys and know about your company and know about your technology. So Dan, if anybody would like to take advantage of this offer, if they would like to have this done either in a workplace, a church, a school, or their home, how can they get in touch with you? How do they find you? How do we get them in front of you?
The easiest way is just go to our website. It's proazsafety.com. My phone number is actually right on the front of the site. Or if you're more comfortable, you can text me or send an email through the contact form. I handle all the correspondence to make sure that we're responding to everyone in a timely manner. We know that this can induce severe anxiety. This is very panic inducing. And if we can help to alleviate some of that stress sooner rather than later, then our job was definitely done. And what I always stress to people is, it's okay if you don't choose our service, although we're going to give you a fantastic deal. We work with people, don't let the the financial end of it necessarily be an obstacle. But what I always tell people is, if you don't hire me to do it, hire someone. Let's make
Yeah.
sure that it gets done. Let's make sure that whoever you're inviting into your home can come back to your home for many years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And you know what? I will make sure that we go ahead and get all the contact information also in the description of this video and in our social media, so that it is a little bit easier for people to find as well. But you guys, please, 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 if this is at all weighing on your heart and worrisome to you, please reach out to Dan. Have him more fully explain to you the technology so you can feel comfortable with it. He went into depth and detail with me, and it is just, you know, for someone who's not real super science based, it's really, really neat and really, really awesome. And I'm so glad to know about it and know what it can do for us. So please take advantage of this if this is something that is important to you and to your family. All right. And Dan, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have you one last time, name, company, and your cell phone number so that people can find you super easy.
Absolutely. My name is Dan. It's Khuu, Khuu. Our company name and website is proazsafety.com. And if you prefer to either call or text me, my number is 480-729-0474. Again, 480-729-0474. And like I said, we are here to help. And even if you just have a question or a concern, don't hesitate, reach out. Let's make sure that everybody's operating on good information. That way we can all keep seeing each other for a long time to come.
Perfect, perfect. And as always, you guys, of course, I know how to find Dan. So if you can't find him, you didn't write it down fast enough, you can't, whatever, give me a holler. I'm always here to help connect people as well. So give me a holler and I have Dan's information in my phone, and we will make sure that we get that over to you as well. So Dan, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a wealth of information. Super pleased to know you. Super grateful for what it is that you're doing out in our community right now. And thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Awesome. All right, everybody, thanks for watching to the end of this video. I know it's been a long one, but hopefully you got some really valuable information out of this. And please feel free to share this with anyone, again, that you know that this is something that would be important to them, that's weighing on their hearts, weighing on their minds. Let's make sure that everybody has this information when they need it. So thanks again, and we'll catch you on our next Sharing the Love segment. All right, y'all, stay safe, stay healthy.